Shalom and all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, and double honors to the elders GMS. And the Akim out there pushing the truth to the four corners of the earth. Greetings and salutations. And I'm coming to you today on the subject of the end times and Esau, which, today was a really kind of a seed planting day, but it was really some really strange event happened. I had a relative of mine. He has shot me a text message today, and I've talked to this brother. He's an Israelite. I know his family and all that, and the history. I mean, he's the Israelite of Israelites. Ain't no East Edomite in him. But anyway, he called me. He's like, man, I've been going to church and stuff, and whatnot, and I know he's been going to church for probably about a year strong. And before he really went into church, I was planting seeds in him, telling him who we are. Brother, you're being lied to, yada yada, and we're the Israelites, and the Hispanics and Native Americans are our brothers, and the salvation's for us. And he's a type of brother. He doesn't pick up on things real fast, and I'm not gonna go into the history of him, but he was in learning disability classes, coming up, and so he picks up on things really slow. But he's like, man, I'm sitting in church, the other day, and it's really starting to bother me. I'm getting tired of seeing this image of this white Jesus Christ. That, man, it just don't set right with me. And he shot me that text today, and so I texted him back and told him, I was like, well, number one, that image is wrong historically and biblically, and that picture is of Cesare Borgia, the son of Pope Alexander, the sixth of Rome. And I told him, Cesare Borgia, was a pervert. He slept with his sister. He was a homosexual. Killed his own, I believe, his own brother, to ensure that he got the, seat of the Pope. He was a warmonger. And, he was just, he shot me. Wow, man. What? And I said, yeah. I told him, I said, according to Revelations 1:14, and I gave him the scriptures. I said, Christ is a woolly-haired man, a Negro man, a very dark-skinned man. And he said, yeah, it does say that, So he was really excited and whatnot. And then, I gave him more stuff, told him what's going on with the RFID chip, who Barack Obama is. He's a Hamite. We're Shemites. Gave him a lot of scriptures, man, to look at. And so, if the Most High is dealing with him, he'll pick the scriptures up and he'd be even more interested. If not, it'll be like the sower that sowed, that sows the word. That bird come down, which representing, Hashatan, and it'll come right down and it'll be stole right from him, and he won't get none of that. But shortly after that, he texted me back like, man, all of a sudden I'm getting text messages. He said, I've never gotten this before. I'm getting text messages about dating sites and pictures of women and whatnot. And I got to thinking, so I shot him another text back and told him, I said, this didn't start happening until I started giving that truth over those text messages. Now all of a sudden you're getting these bogus dating sites. I said all that is deterrent by Esau, the so-called white man, and the devil to try to get you off of what I told you. I said that's bearing witness to you that what I'm telling you is the truth. And he was like, once again, wow, man, you're right, man. I said, yeah. I said, if I would have told you that, Christ loved everybody, yada yada, that anybody can get in, they wouldn't have done that. But they want to deter you and distract you from the truth. And to see that today from our own eyes, it lets me know that they're watching us, Akim. They're watching me. They know what we're saying. They know our faces, all of that. And a lot of you brothers already know that anyway. I'm not telling you anything new. But I'm going to go into, some scriptures about this scary-ass Edomite, this scary-ass white man. He knows his day is up. He lives in fear and trembling. He knows his time is up. And he's just, like the scripture says in Proverbs, the wicked man is suspicious. He's always suspicious. And he's wicked. The so-called white man is wicked. He's suspicious. He's the most suspicious man on the earth because he knows all the dirt that he's done is going to come back to haunt him. And he's going to have to pay for that dirt, especially the dirt he's done against the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes. So starting at Job chapter 15, starting at verse 19, it reads, "Unto whom alone the earth was given, and no stranger passed among them." Now this also coincides with Job chapter 9:24. You know, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof, and if not, who else? So that coincides right with Job 9:24, which is basically the same book. And then it goes on, "The wicked man travaileth with pain in all his days, and the number of his years is hidden to the oppressor." And if you ever notice, the so-called white man is the most sickly man and the most frail man on the earth. It doesn't take hardly nothing to break this devil's bones, man. Even when I played football, every time he turned around, he was in a foot cast, a leg cast, or arm cast. This is the most brittle bastard on the earth. And like GMS, Fear the Most High, was saying, it's a lack of vitamin D due to his lack of skin pigmentation. He doesn't have the vitamin D like us Israelites do and other nations do that have brown melanin. Now going on verse 21, "A dreadful sound is in his ears. In prosperity the destroyer shall come upon him. He believeth not that he shall return out of darkness, and he is waited for the sword." Now this is basically means his ideology is that he's so blind in his ways and so evil and corrupt that he can't understand why us Israelites and all these other nations hate him. And especially talking about the average everyday Edomite that walks upon the street, because even the elite has hidden the truth from them. So when these East Indians and these Arabs want to blow them up, and us Israelites are bucking up against the system, they can understand, why can't we just get along? Why don't you love me? Why do you hate me? What did we do? Because the dirt that they're doing in the earth, the wars, the stealing the natural resources of other nations, the lying in history, the unfair foreign policy. This is why these other nations are tired of this damn devil. And verse number 20, "He wandereth abroad for bread," see, saying, "Where is it? He knoweth that the day of darkness is ready at hand." See, he walks around because where he's from, he really has no natural resources. And so he steals from other nations. You know, like our brother, the Benjamites and stuff. He goes over there, takes all the bananas, you know, markets it, sells them all, and they don't have no economy. You know, they depend on those bananas and other resources. You know, just like, you know, Colombia, you know, the coffee, you know, the so-called white man got the coffee, and he's making all the money off of it. And that may be a resource that you know, our Colombian brothers really need to get their economy going. You know, and the Colombians come out of the tribe of Asher. And let's see, where is it? "And he knoweth that the day of darkness is ready at hand. Trouble and anguish shall make him afraid. They shall prevail against him as a king ready to battle. For the strength of his the hand against, for his strength out of his hand is against the Most High, and strengtheneth himself against the Almighty." And this goes into the Star Wars Act, going back into the, you know, Ronald Reagan years. And it's going back into the Ronald Reagan years, where Ronald Reagan had the Star Wars campaign and the act. And these are lasers up in space. These are satellites up in space with lasers and stuff. And I guess he calls himself going to shoot the Most High out of the earth, or out of the space, from coming here to save Israel. See, this bastard really thinks that he can take on the Most High. He's been deceived. And the Most High put that spirit on him to think that he can take the Most High. And going into verse 26, "He runneth up upon him, even on his neck, upon the thick bosses of his buckler." This is almost to say that the so-called white man thinks he can bum rush the Lord. He really thinks that he's got enough weapons and enough technology to where he can run up on the Most High's throne, even up to his neck, upon the thick bosses of his buckler. He thinks he can bum rush the Lord with his stuff, but he's going to be destroyed and defeated very, very badly, because he covereth his face with his fatness, and maketh collops upon his upon his flanks. Now, what this means is, you ever seen the Dukes of Hazzard in the boss hall? He sits with the apron around his neck. He's got a fat face. He's eating real good. He's got all the money, the power, the clout. Because he covereth his face with fatness, he's got the money, the food, the earth has been given unto him, and he's been pumped up by the Most High to think, just like the ancient Egyptians, that he can't go down. And he maketh collops of fat on his flanks. Now, flanks, if you were to butcher an animal, the flanks is between the ribs and the waist. That's where the fatty part is. When a man starts to gain weight, he gains weight in that area. So, you're going to get the meat from an animal in bulk from that area. And he's fat from the wealth, the murder, the robbery, the stealing, the lying, and he's made himself rich and fat, and he has more than enough. But the whole world's suffering and in starvation and in lack thereof because this devil has it all. You may have, 3 or 4% of the people that have the bulk of the wealth, 4 billionaires and zillionaires and whatnot like that, the Rothschilds, the Bilderberg, the DuPonts, and all those illustrious families of the secret societies. Verse 29, he shall not be rich, neither shall his substance continue, neither shall he prolong the perfection thereof upon the earth. See, his rulership's not going to be here forever. It's not going to last forever. His plans for a new world order going into action is going to be cut down before it gets going. He shall not depart out of darkness. The flame shall dry up his branches, and by the breath of his mouth shall he go away. He's basically going to be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction, and he's not going to have any lineage. The only lineage he's going to have from the Edomites from other parts of the world that may not suffer the bulk of the thermonuclear destruction, and we're going to take them into captivity. Let not him that is deceived trust in vanity, for vanity shall be his recompense. He's a very prideful man. And, like the Bible goes into to Isaiah about the Assyrian, he thinks that he took us down by his own strength, and that's a lie. He didn't. The Most High used him as a vessel to punish us. Verse 32, and it shall be accomplished before his time, and his branch shall not be green. His lineage is going to be cut off, and every time he has a child, that child is just born to be a slave. He shall shake off his unripe grape as the vine, and shall cast off his flower as the olive. For the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. That goes back into the thermonuclear destruction. That the Bible talks about Zechariah, Peter, all through the scriptures. They conceive mischief and bring forth vanity. In their belly prepareth deceit. And everything this, from the pork chop pastors, the Negroes, the deceived Israelite pastors that follow this devil, on up into everything that this man prepares out of the school system, his news. He conceives mischief and brings forth vanity, loftiness, and pride. And their belly prepareth deceit. Everything this devil does is deceitful and lying. You can't trust nothing that he says or anything he promises you. I get all kinds of emails for jobs and stuff, and you go to them emails, and then it's them trying to get you to go to college. Well, we got this program for you. You got that program, but you just told me you was trying to get me a job. Everything this white man does is a lie. He's a damn devil that the Bible speaks of. Christ even called it a devil. But with that being said, I just wanted to share that testimony with you, Hakim, about the evil man is suspicious in all his ways, and his rule over the earth is soon coming to an end. And so with that being said, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, and double honors to the elders of GMS.